Thank you everyone for joining us on the first quarter members update for 2016. This, as I mentioned earlier, is the second presentation that we have. We will be having, I believe, 2 more in English and 1 in Spanish. I will be conducting 1 more. It will be the 1 in Spanish, and that will be on May 4th. So any of our friends from Latin America are more than welcome to join on that webinars as well. My name is Chris, and I think most of you probably know me, but for those of you that don't, I've been with the company for 10 years, and my position in the company is as Vice President of Sales for North and South America, with the exception of Brazil, Brazil having its own regional office. And primarily what my task is to do, it's to drive the sales teams that we have, make sure that they are consistent with the message that we want to put out, make sure that they have proper tools necessary to inform you and communicate with you of what is going on with SDI, TDI, and ERDI, and also to assist you in any type of questions, whether it's sales, marketing, or training, which is what we do. I really do enjoy what I do, and doing these webinars is a lot of fun for me. I get to hear a lot of feedback, which is basically how we fix things, how we make adjustments that are needed by listening to the feedback that come from our members. So it's a really fun thing for me to do. I do enjoy doing these. Let's go ahead and get started. And the topics that we're going to be covering on this webinar is talk about updates in standards and procedures from all 3 organizations, SDI, TDI, and ERDI. If you recall, in the updates from the last few terms, from the last few quarters, we really did not do that many changes, but we do have quite a few this time around. We're going to be hitting on products and services. We've really done a lot of new, fun, and exciting things, both in products and services over the last 4 months. But we're also going to do a quick wrap-up of all the things that we launched in 2015. We're not going to spend too much time with that, but if you missed a webinar, if you missed an update at one of the shows, it's best to just go through all of those and make sure that everyone knows what we've got available for you. We're going to talk about our campaign called Be the Difference, which is for the instructor trainers. Those of you on Facebook may have seen us promote the instructor trainer workshop program a lot and talk a little bit about the advantages. We just finished one program last Sunday. Really great program. I was actually heavily involved in it with John, assisting him and what he needed, and it was nice being a part of an ITW again. It was probably the first one I've attended in about 12 years when I first became an IT. So go over some reminders, some things that you may have missed, some things that you may not be aware of, very similar to the Did You Know section that we had last year, and then talk about upcoming events where we will be. So that said, let's go ahead and get started with the standards and procedures. What are the training updates that we have? As a reminder, as a member of International Training, you have agreed to review all standards and procedure changes and training updates throughout the year. This is required reading for all SDI, TDI, and ERDI members. Please make any necessary revisions in your SDI, TDI, or ERDI instructor manual upon reviewing this update. Okay, the current version is 1.6.0, and it was issued on the 1st of January. Okay. Where can you find these? I'd like to tell everyone that they should just go ahead and go to the website. It's the best place where you can get the latest and greatest of standards and procedures. If you're ever sitting there looking at your instructor manual and wondering if it's been updated, if there has been a change, you can always log on to the website, go to Tools, go to Standards and Procedures, and if you want to specifically see what updates have been made, you can click on the button that says click here for training updates. If you just want to skip that whole part and just look at the standards and see what they are currently, you can just click on SDI standards or the TDI standards or ERDI based on the organization that you're looking for as far as the standards go. Keep in mind that whenever we update a standard, this is where they live. So you can always have that guarantee that when you look at the standards and procedures online from the website, that you are looking at the current standard. Okay, so that is the go-to place for standards. Even myself, when I'm flipping through my instructor guide, I'm sorry, my standards and procedures, I'm wondering, did I miss an update? So this is always the best place to go to make sure that you're reading the current set of standards. The updates that we have are going to be for all three organizations this time around. I think last year we had hardly any for ERDI, but all three organizations saw not drastic changes, but some. We're going to cover SDI first, and let's see what we've got. We added the section 7.12 requirements for the dive leader crossovers. This section clarifies specific requirements for dive leaders crossing over to SDI. And I believe what we're looking for, what was added to this requirement was insurance. And this obviously applies to the United States. It applies to the areas where insurance is required. So now when people are crossing over, we ask them to show us proof of insurance as well. Before, believe it or not, that wasn't an actual requirement. We asked for it, but it was not labeled anywhere. So we've now got it written in the actual standards itself. The section 15.8, full face mask diver, we approved an outline. And what we did was we added optional materials section to include the brand new ERDI full face mask materials. So what we're doing is we're giving people the option that are teaching an SDI full face mask class to use segments from the ERDI full face mask program which apply to the SDI program. Okay, does that make sense? That means that we have two different courses, an SDI full face mask program, an ERDI full face mask program. The ERDI full face mask manual is an optional material that instructors may use for the SDI full face mask program, not mandatory. Section 22.8, side mount diver. This has now been made a required material. It wasn't a required material before because, well, it didn't exist. And we are launching it on April 22nd, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more when we talk about the new products that we have. Okay. Leadership Standards 15.5, IT Staff Instructor Course Student Prerequisite. Removed requirement to staff an SDI IDC as a prerequisite. It's now listed as a course completion requirement. Basically, what this means is you may go through our instructor trainer program and you will have 12 months to attend and staff an IDC. Before you had to do that before you enter the program. Now you can actually attend one of our ITWs, and then once you staff an IDC or an IE, you will get your instructor trainer rating. So it's no longer an obstacle for you to get into the program. You just have to make sure that you complete it to get your rating once you've graduated from the ITW program. We also replaced certify a minimum of 25 SDI divers with candidate must show verification of using SDI TDI standards and materials to conduct or assist at least 5 SDI TDI ERDI courses. And that's really just to make sure that people that are coming into the program have some kind of background, have some kind of familiarization with the SDI programs, and it's really so that they are not left behind when they come into a program. When they come into an ITW, sometimes people that are not that familiar with our programs tend to be a little bit further behind because they need to learn how to do this or how this is written or why this is said in that particular manner in a standard. So the people that have more familiarization with how the program works usually have a little bit of an easier time. Okay, and as it states in the bottom, these changes were made so that we could allow a wider range of candidates to participate in the course. Staff instructor course required skill performance and graduation requirements show the verification of staffing one complete SDI IDC. So again, going back, what it said before is it was a prerequisite. Here it's basically saying that you need to show this before earning your rating. Okay, so that was for the staff instructor. I apologize, that was for the staff instructor. This is actually for the instructor training, and they're identical. They're the same. We simply had to put those rules or those update and standards for both of those, for the staff instructor and for the instructor trainer rating. Okay. Well, that's kind of it for SDI. Moving on to TDI. Let's see what we got going on over here. Requirements for dive leader crossover, essentially the same thing. I believe it is the fact that we are looking for insurance. Side mount diver, again, we added the side mount student and instructor materials to include the recently released materials which are now required for training SDI side mount divers. That actually should say TDI right there. And the leadership for instructor trainers was completely revised to match the SDI instructor trainer standards, so they are the same. So in other words, if you want to become a TDI instructor trainer, it would be the same set of standards for being an SDI instructor trainer. The programs are almost identical, as are the requirements to come in. Now for TDI, we don't have the staff instructor rating, so we don't have to go over that, but it goes right into the instructor trainer rating. And we'll just go ahead and read this just to make sure everyone is knows what's going on. Certify a total of at least 200 divers, 50 of which must be SDI, TDI, ERDI certifications, and show verification of staffing. Complete one TDI instructor course. Okay, so once again, it's to get more people involved without putting that obstacle in front. We have the after course requirement. For ERDI, I'm thinking that it's going to be very similar to the other organizations. Yes, full face mask is a required material. Now that we've got the full face mask manual, it is required to teach the ERDI full face mask program. And not just manual. Remember, we have it available on e-learning, but we're going to cover that when we talk about the new products that we've released. Again, leadership standards, identical to the SDI program. As you know, if someone comes in to do the program for instructor trainer based on your experience and your ratings and the amount of certifications you've done with any specific agency, you could upgrade to the other organizations, be it TDI or ERDI. Steve Davis, we do have a question here. What is the relationship between the SDI and the TDI side mount courses? Should the TDI materials be used for a SDI side mount specialty course? The first part of the question is basically one is a little bit more technical. One will focus on different techniques if you want to use it for cave diving. The other one is strictly sport diving or recreational, as most people say. It's primarily people that want to dive it because they have a bad shoulder or a bad back and they prefer the setup of the side mount. So that is some of the differences between the two courses. And yes, you would use the same program on either of the agencies, whether it's SDI or TDI. If you are a side mount instructor, remember, and you want to preview the e-learning, you're welcome to contact us at headquarters and ask for an e-learning code. And if you have the rating at the instructor level, we will gladly send you a free code so you can add it to your digital library. You're very welcome. And again, the instructor trainer requirements are the same as the SDI and the TDI. So those are pretty much the changes that we've done on the standards. For some reason I thought we had a little bit more, but I guess that's it. Well, good. Very, very easy, very simple. It means everything else that we've been doing in the past has been working pretty well, so good. New stuff that we've got for you. You may have seen the new logbook already. Basically what we did was we gave it a new look and updated the cover. Most of the insides are pretty much the same. People really seem to like it, but that cover was just a little bit 2005-ish. So Lauren did a fantastic job of updating it and giving it a new look. The ERDI full face mask program. Boy, oh boy, after about, I'd say 18 months where we've been trying to get this out and we just were not happy with it. We did some re-edits. We're finally very happy with it, and we launched it about 3 weeks ago, I'd say. We had it at BTS, had a lot of interest. Sean Harrison will be at the FDIC show coming up in this week. We will be offering it there as well. And not only is it available in manual form, but you'll also have the Knowledge Quest, the e-learning is available, the instructor guide, and the digital instructor resource, which includes the PDF version of the instructor guide and a PowerPoint. And we have another question here from Michelle. Yes, Michelle, if a member that has that rating wants to preview a code because they want to see what they will eventually be offering their students, we could provide that member that has a side mount instructor rating with a code so that they could, preview the actual course themselves. Side mount. This is another program. We're so excited about this. It's been a long time coming, and we're really excited. We're launching this on the 22nd, I believe. Let me see. Does it say that there? This Friday, actually, at Dive Tech USA. I will be there with Brian. John and Lauren will be there as well, and we're going to have quite a few of our staff members staffing the actual show. They won't be there with us, but they will be there with Dive Tech USA assisting. And again, we have this available not just in manual form, but the Knowledge Quest, the e-learning instructor guide, and the digital instructor resource. So check it out. I think we made a last change to the cover. That may not be the cover that we're going to be using, but if you go to our website and you look at the homepage, I think there's a little ad for it that goes by, and you may be able to see the new cover. But we're really, really happy with it. We're really excited. Also, something else that we have done, and you may have to check with your regional office to see if that applies, but one of the things that we did was eliminate the actual kits if you wanted for the e-learning. And what this means is when someone calls us up and says, Chris, I'd like to order a decompression procedures code or an open water code, we no longer have to send you the kit. At the end of the day, the kit was a zipper bag, the student record folder. It had a logo sticker. It had a temporary C-card if you did not have a insert C-card printing machine. And, for a lot of our friends overseas, those fees just kind of added up as far as shipping fees go. And Canada as well. So it just really didn't make sense. A lot of people just wanted the code. I'm like, Chris, I'll get the student record folders. I'll place an order specifically for that. I don't need to give them a zipper bag because my student is miles away and I'm not going to see them for another 3 months. So it's kind of just going to sit here. So it made sense to create a product which was the code only, and a lot of people are happy with it, again, especially our friends overseas who don't have to deal with customs and shipping fees for a zipper bag that really doesn't have that much. So it cuts the cost on your kits a little bit. It's between $4 and $5 less than the plastic. And no inventory for you. You don't have to stash it anywhere. You just keep the codes either on a spreadsheet, or you can always refer back to the website if you log in as a facility administrator, and you can find the codes that are listed there. It's available for all the diver level courses. You cannot get it for Dive Master, Assistant Instructor, and Instructor. And the reason why is because those kits have slates, they have standards and procedures, they have stuff that's actually pretty important for the students. So those are included. We've got a question here. Dean, are the e-learning programs multi-device compatible, tablet or phones? Dean, they are indeed. You can actually start your e-learning course from your laptop. You can then take it to your tablet, whichever one, and then you can switch over to your phone if the battery in that one dies. And it will start off right from you left off. Because it's also mobile friendly, you don't have to worry about scrolling to get the screen the right size of whatever the size of the monitor is on your device. So it will automatically adjust to your iPad, to your tablet, to your phone, or your computer monitor. So not only is it multi-device compatible, it is also mobile friendly. So the e-learning code, yeah, we launched that in January, and people are really, really happy with that. So this is fantastic. We love this. Take a bit of water here because I'm getting excited. So as you know, last year we launched the chat feature. So anybody from all over the world, they can basically chat with one of our staff members, and it works fantastic. It's just the way people like to do business in 2016. And people can ask for a replacement card if their dive center has shut down, or if they're living in another country now, or if they have a question, if they want us to ask them where there is a dive center, we can refer them, or if it's a member saying that they forgot their password and how do they retrieve it. So it's basically available for anybody. But like I said, a lot of companies use this. It's not unusual. And we talked about innovation and how SDI and TDI have done a lot of things that have been very different in the industry. Solo Diver, we launched the first e-learning program back in 2001 when everyone thought we were crazy, offering the in-store C-card printing machines, lowering the open water diver to 10. A lot of really great things that are now, very common practice in the industry, diving with computers. And we kind of looked back and figured, innovation anymore is not launching a new product. It's not coming out with a new side mount manual. But what could we do? Uh, One of the things that we did when we were doing research on e-learning, we were getting a lot of feedback from a lot of different organizations stating that e-learning is not really being used properly. A lot of people are kind of using it to replace themselves as an instructor. At DEMA, Brian actually did a presentation called How E-Learning is Failing the Industry, and as a matter of fact, he is going to be doing a webinar just on that topic tomorrow. We feel we're responsible as the pioneers of e-learning, the people that launched it, and we have noticed that some ways, sometimes it's not being used the best that it should. It should not be eliminated. It's fantastic. E-learning is great. But we wanted to basically give people some tips and suggestions on how they could better use it so that their students have a much better user experience. And one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to basically extend the chat feature that we had to the students taking our e-learning courses. So essentially, if a student is taking an e-learning course with us, they now have the option of chat with an SDI instructor. Who are these instructors, you say? Well, those instructors are HQ staff. I'm on OLARC every now and then. I'm sure some of you have seen me. But, it's pretty much all the instructors here. Most of the staff here are actually instructors. All of us are divers. Just putting that out there. And the whole intention is to assist people that may have a question on a chapter, and it's not really to give them the answer, but to help them get through that question that they may have. What we then do is we copy the transcripts and we send it to the instructor. That way now the instructor is involved, and the instructor can say, hey, look, Michelle, I see that you had an issue with chapter 5, and let's go ahead and talk about this. So we keep you guys involved, understanding that many instructors don't like other people to talk with their students, but we felt this was the best way of keeping them involved. So, well, a couple of questions here. If a student enrolls in an e-learning course through your website, do the students get a hard copy manual as well as access to the e-learning course? Rick, no, they do not. If they enroll in an e-learning course through the website, they will only get the e-learning portion of it, which goes into their profile's digital library. That said, if you want to buy an e-learning kit, you may buy one with a manual. Some people do like to have a manual, though they prefer the study format of online, but they like having a manual for their their own library, or to read it on a plane, or whatnot. So the option to purchase the manual is separate. Let's see what else we have. Marco, hello, how are you? Use e-learning with instructor in situations that helps a lot. Good, excellent. So it's really fantastic. Currently, the chat with an instructor feature is available between office hours 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, but we're looking at ways to expand that to make it 24 hours. Maybe not on the weekends, but it's something that we definitely are figuring out how to do. So we're really excited about this. It's really something that no one else has currently, and it's a way to make your students not feel alone and assist them when they're doing an e-learning program. A lot of the universities said that what students that were doing e-learning programs felt was lacking was any kind of a opportunity to reach out to a professor or a teacher when they had questions. So we're giving them that opportunity, and like I said, we're pretty excited about it. Chat with an instructor, HQ staff. We know who the student is because they have logged in. We know where they are chatting from. We know what dive center they are taking the course with. And as I mentioned, all chat transcripts will be forwarded to the dive center the student is taking the course through. So that way you guys can be proactive and say, hey, look, I just want to make sure if all this was cleared up for you and give that added personal touch to it. And essentially you guys now have expanded staff of educators that are helping your divers, and it doesn't cost you an extra penny. So, like I said, really excited about the chat with an instructor feature. Webinars. We've also really been working at doing a lot more webinars. You know, not everyone goes to DEMA, not everyone goes to Beneath the Sea or Long Beach or the other shows that we have globally. It's hard, but we have so much really great information that we want to share with you. So we've been doing more and more webinars. Darren and myself, for example, we've been doing a number of marketing and sales webinars, which I hope has been effective. It's helped you learn a little bit of tips here to improve your sales or improve the sales pitches of your staff members. What we hear very often is my instructors don't know how to sell. My instructors don't know how to sell. So we try to provide these short webinars. They're not very long. Some of them are about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and just give a few tips there. Here, this will improve your sales, or this should improve the sales pitch from your dive instructors when they're selling a mask. The selling benefits over features was a pretty successful one. As I mentioned, Brian will be doing the How E-Learning is Failing the Industry tomorrow. I think it's about 12 or 1 p.m. Our time, but you can go to the website. Do you think you're ready for the next step? The ITW webinar that we did for those people that were interested in knowing what it would take for them to become an instructor trainer. And then, of course, the members updates. We're growing, continuing to grow. We have a new regional office in Benelux. Well, the office is the same, but what we've done is we have a new person running it, Mr. Poles, and he is based out of the Netherlands. The Benelux office is basically taking care of the region for Belgium, the Netherlands, or Holland, and Luxembourg. We have also grown in Latin America by opening our first regional office in Argentina. Kanye and Guillermo, they are fantastic people. They were with us at the ITW last fall, and they will be taking care of Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, and Uruguay. And we're really excited to have them on board. They've got a lot of energy. They're working in so many of our translations. So those of you that are interested in more products in Spanish, these guys are going to be responsible for a lot of it. Like I said, they're fantastic people. Really excited to have them on board. And Daisuke from Japan, where Paul just came from, basically finalizing the contracts with them, and we're also really excited, also going to get a lot more translations in Japanese. So 3 new offices, very happy with the people that have joined the organization, and we're looking forward to working with them. If you are in any of those regions, please give them a shout, congratulate them, say hello, ask them how you could help, or ask them what you need so they can help you grow your business. Richard Taylor, where do we find the old webinars on the site? That is a good question. I'm going to have to find out. I'm going to have to ask Darren where they're stored. But I know all the ones that are recorded are somewhere on the website. Some updates and revisions that we made with several of our existing programs. The Dive Master Instructor Guide exam. The TDI Advanced Nitrox Instructor Guide exam. And I'm sorry I cannot give you the specifics of what was done simply because a lot of it was just grammar, spelling, and things like this. TDI Extended Range and Trimix, the diver manual, the SDI Solar Diver Slate, SDI Open Water Scuba Diver Instructor e-learning, and the TDI Overhead Environment Instructor Guide. Minor edits. If you have these products, you can still use them. You don't have to throw them away and order new ones. It's perfectly all right. But just so you know, these edits were made. And these edits were made in large part because you've called us up or you've sent us an email and you said, hey, Chris or Lauren or whoever's in product development, I found a mistake. and we want to make sure that we're providing you and your students with, top shelf materials. So every now and then when we go for a reprint, we have the opportunity to go ahead and fix the mistakes that we missed the last time. So keep it coming. Let us know if there are any edits that do need to be made on the on the products that you've purchased from us. And you can always send an email to myself, or you can send it to Lauren at lauren.kieran@tdisdi.com. So that's what we've done in the last 4 or 5 months. It's a lot of stuff. It's really cool. And I don't want to talk about what we're doing next because it's a surprise. But I will talk about what we've done in 2015. And looking back, we had a pretty good year as far as launching new stuff too. We had the digital instructor resource. We replaced these from the CDs. The CDs were awful. Nobody likes CDs anymore. These are so great. They're handy. You can just put it into your laptop. You can put as many files as you want, and it's just not as bulky as having a CD. Question from Rick: how about a new updated Trimix manual? It's on the queue, Rick. I don't know when that is going to happen, and the simple reason is it's not really a big seller. Yes, TDI is a big name, but if you look at the amount of certifications that we do in Trimix, it is not nearly the same as in side mount. So instead, what we decided to was focus on on creating a new side mount manual. And that's kind of how we decide a little bit where we're going to go as far as putting things in a queue. That being said, if you have any edits that could be made, we do apply them. And when it goes for a reprint, they will probably get implemented, but we need to get that feedback from you. So if you have any edits, please provide us with that. And when we see the count of the Trimix manual getting low, we will throw that through the editor, have Sally go through that again, and then send it to the printer. Steve, are you also intending to do video on a jump drive? DVD players are on the way out and harder to find on laptops. So I think you're asking about the open water program. Is that right, Steve? Because that's the only DVD that we have is the open water program. Yeah. So guess what? The open water video is available on YouTube and it's free. So you can just go to the YouTube channel, look at SDI, TDI, ERDI, and you can find the open water program there, and you can find it in 4 languages. You can find it in English, German, Portuguese, and Spanish. So yes, DVDs are getting outdated, and you don't see us selling a lot of those either. We just figured it'd be easier just put it up on YouTube and offer it. SDI Scuba Discovery Slates, we launched these last year also. They are mandatory. If you do teach a Scuba Discovery program, please remember that you have to use this as materials. Okay, we're pretty happy with these as well. The e-learning user guides, of course, when we switched websites last year, we had to match the e-learning user guide, so we updated the e-learning user guide to match the current format of the website, and we called it me-learning, and we called it me-learning. Dean, this goes back to what you were saying, because it was a platform that suits me. It was something for me. It didn't matter if it was on a computer or on my phone. It suited me. So we kind of did a little play on words and called it me-learning because it's for me. So. Let's see. We've got another question here from Steve. Can we get a rebreather PowerPoint presentation? I believe there is a PowerPoint on the instructor guide, the instructor digital resource, excuse me, for the generic CCR program. That should have a PowerPoint on that flash drive. SDI Open Water Scuba Diver Manual. This was a revision. We changed up the pictures, the cover. It looks so nice. It's a really fancy looking manual. Again, the other manual was great. We really didn't change too much of the content, but it needed a facelift. I mean, it just looked like it belonged again in 2005, and this manual looks so up to date. It's so nice. Something that's looks great on your shelf. So not only did we update the covers, but all the pictures inside have been updated as well. And of course, we updated the ones on the e-learning program too. So yes, it's just like a diving magazine. So it's fantastic. It's not a textbook. It's something that you can just put on your coffee table. People can flip through it and say, wow, that's really cool. And you can say, yes, you can get certified with SDI. But we wanted to make a really great looking manual. We launched the dry suit manual also early last year. And all these programs, the dry suit before did not have the e-learning. It now has e-learning also. So when we launched the new dry suit manual, we also launched the digital resource, Knowledge Quest, and the instructor guide, as well as the e-learning program. Let's see, Richard, open water images. Did you update the images on the PowerPoint? I think we did. I am not 100% sure. I can ask, but I think we should have. I'll ask for you, Richard. What else we did last year? We launched the new website. Again, it needed a facelift, and Darren did a fantastic job on that with James. We also launched the new e-commerce store, so it makes it a lot easier for you to buy products when you need them. Before, I had a double login. It was confusing. Now it's fantastic. You just log in to our website, log in as a facility administrator, and you automatically get the price of the facility that you are logged into. So if your facility has a price level 5 or a price level 6 and you log in as a facility administrator, you get that pricing. Okay? If you just log in as a member, you get the member pricing. And the e-commerce, it's also mobile friendly, so it's much easier to use. The whole website actually is now mobile friendly. That doesn't apply just to the e-commerce. So you can be on the dock, just finish your class, and you can certify your open water students from your phone. And just as a reminder, everyone, when it comes to certifying students, it may be different in the different regional offices, but what I always suggest to all the instructors out there is have your students create the profile. It will save you so much work. Let them go into the website. Let them upload their own picture so you don't have to deal with that. Just let them know that it'd be nice if it was a picture head and shoulders. A lot of people, because they see profile picture, they want to put a picture of their favorite band or of them, you know, in a bathing suit holding a pina colada. Let them know that is the picture that is going to appear on their C card. But a big complaint that we've heard, not so much now, but we still sometimes is, oh, people don't want to give away their emails. People don't want to give away their emails. But you know what? When you tell someone, hey, go create your profile, they do it without even thinking about it. It just comes naturally. So then when it comes for you to register the student, all you do is drag them and drop them into the course that you're registering. It saves you so much time. Just make sure when they're creating their profile that they affiliate with your facility. And yes, it also takes away spelling errors from student names. I mean, how often have you tried to decipher what it says on the student's record folder that they filled out? Is that an A, an O, a U? I don't understand. I can't read it. So it really helps eliminate that as well. Thanks, Darren. They put their name how they want it, or how it's properly spelled. So that's my tip for the day. We also started working in conjunction with Dive First Aid. They've got all sorts of different kits for all sorts of occasions. You can upsell your rescue course by selling them a rescue kit. If they're going to go do lionfish hunting, we've got a lionfish kit for that. All different kits, instructor kits, O2 kits, dive master kits, all sorts of different kits. We have it on a hard pack, on a soft pack. If you don't want them to sell to your customers, you could always buy one just for your store, one for your charter boat. They're fantastic to have. And another product that Dive First has is the Ear Shield. It's a really great product. You put it in before you get in the water. It's all natural. I believe it's made out of tree oils. So you don't have to worry about it drying up and, you know, the alcohol in there. You don't put it after the dive. You put it before. And it's not just for divers. You can also use it if you have a swim program, if you have a pool in your store, if you have a free diving program. So it's got multiple uses. If you buy 12, I think you get a free stand. But all these, you can call us up ask more about them, you can go onto the website and look at the e-store, and you can look at all the different types of kits that are available. And if you like them, you can purchase them directly from there. Now, the Dive First Aid products may not be available globally yet. It may not be available in your specific regional office, so make sure that you ask your regional office if they have it. So be the difference. A lot of people are always complaining about the quality of instructors that are out there. And it doesn't matter what agency it is. It could be ours, it could be this one, it could be that one. But you have an opportunity to be the difference. And by being the difference, you then make the difference. And this is the campaign that we launched for our instructor trainer programs. And it's you have an opportunity to fix all the things that you see wrong. Become an instructor trainer and create those instructors that should be out there, that should be teaching in a certain way based on our philosophy. You have this opportunity. So we want to invite everyone to take a look at our instructor trainer programs. We have several that are going on. And aside from being a part of a change that can happen in the philosophy of the future instructors in this industry, you also get personal growth, career growth, and financial growth. So there's a lot of advantages to it. If you want more information on instructor trainer workshops, I do believe that we have a webinar that I think Sean and I did together on the instructor trainer program. We just had one that finished last week. People from the United States, Brazil, France. It was a fantastic time. We're really excited about having them involved. And we have a number of other programs going on. This is the one that just ended. We have one in South Korea coming up between May 25th and June 2nd. We have another one in the Philippines in Puerto Galera, September 18th and the 25th. We have another one in Spain on the 19th and the 25th. And we have one more here at headquarters between the 16th and the 23rd. That being said, it looks like we may have a program right after Dive Tech USA. We may have one on the west coast of the United States. Contact me or Craig Williamson or Dan Downs if you're on the western part of Canada to set up dates, because that's kind of what we're working on right now. And yes, Marco, we're going to try to have one on Isla Mujeres. If you recruit 6 people, we'll be there. I promise. I'd love to host a ITW on Isla Mujeres. Any other volunteers? Watch everyone's hand go up. So as a reminder, we have moved. Yes, we moved about 4 years ago to Stuart from Maine, which was fantastic because it allowed us an opportunity to dive year-round. Before, when we were in Maine, we had that 2-week window, which was horrible. But more importantly, now we're on the I-95 corridor, so we've got everyone landing in Miami and then driving up to Cave Country, and we get people able to stop by and visit us. We have visitors all the time. It's fantastic. And though many of you may know me from being at shows, or Paul from being at shows, or the other staff members that are often on the road, it's a really great time and opportunity for you to meet the people that are actually taking care of you on a daily basis, the people that answer the phones, the people that print your C-cards, the people that respond to an email because you need their assistance for whatever reason. So it's a good opportunity to meet the whole staff. Make sure that you check all the forms that you may have with the old address. We are now in Stuart, Florida, not in Jensen Beach. So I think I said we moved to Stuart. Yes, we were in Stuart. We're now in Jensen Beach. And the reason why I moved is we needed a bigger boat. We've just grown and we had more staff, and we need a bigger office. So we actually bought this building, and we're already finding out that we may need another floor added. But anyway, we like it. It's a lot of fun. We have a great time here. And if you're on the way off of 95 on the east coast of Florida, we're about 45 minutes north of West Palm Beach. If you want to go diving with us, just let us know. Jupiter is fantastic for diving. Sharks, rays. We've got a great dive center here that helps us, World of Scuba and Stuart Scuba, that take us out, and it's a good time. So let us know. Come visit us. Stop by. If you have an in-store C-card printer at your store, Now what we do is we have these little inserts. They're like, you know, when you get a credit card and your credit card is kind of pasted with a little sticky on it. But rather than just send someone a C card, we want to send people a little bit of information of us, congratulate them, let them know where they could find more information. And if you have an in-store C card printing machine, you can basically order these cards. They are free of charge when you order your blank C cards. You have to ask for them specifically. But we're more than happy to throw them into the order, and that way if you want to give your students the same thing that we're giving them, you have that ability to do so. A huge reminder, please take advantage of your resources. I was at a symposium not too long ago, and we talked about what's wrong with the industry and where are we failing. And you know, the answer is kind of simple. We are not selling like it's 2016 to the customers that are out there. We are doing a very poor job of selling like it's 2016. And one of the things that you can do to improve the way that you reach out to people is by ensuring that you get found. And one of the things that you need to do to get found is to have search engine optimization up to date with the current Google Analytics. Google changes the analytics every now and then so that the people that don't deserve to be on the top of the list when you do a search for something are not. But you need to keep up with this. People spend thousands of dollars hiring independent contractors, and if you have one that works for your webmaster, that's fine. But remember, with your facility fee, you are more than welcome to contact Darren and James from our marketing department and ask them to do an audit of your website, and they will tell you what you could improve, what you maybe you should not do, what you need some assistance with. And it's global, so it doesn't matter if you're in the United States, if you're in Germany, if you're in Australia. If you want to reach out to our marketing team, you may do so and say, look, I need some help with my website. What do I need to do better? Let's face it, at the end of the day, when someone is searching online and they go to a website and it's not a user-friendly website, they're not going to spend more than 5 seconds on it before they say, I'm out of here and go someplace else. You have to have a nice website, but more importantly, you have to have a website that's found. Otherwise, it does you no good. So it's one of the services that we offer. This is included in that facility fee that you're paying for. And don't forget that you also have these URLs that we give you so you can promote the different classes and you can have your online store open 24/7. These distinctive URLs are for your store. You have to simply just grab this link, put it on your website, put get started diving today, learn how to become a solo diver, learn decompression procedures, whatever it is that you want to offer, and put a little graphic right here, which we provide for you also, and you could have people signing up for e-learning courses on your website when your doors are closed. So make sure that you use these URLs that we've provided for you, and you can find those in the Tools section under e-learning resources when you log in as a facility administrator. Okay. Marketing, don't forget to let us know when you have great articles, when you have great content. Let's say you just did something with the Boy Scouts, or let's say you just graduated, 20 students from a university, or anything that's fun. You did a beach cleanup. Let us know. We would love to share it on our social media. We would love to help you get exposure through the TDI, the SDI, and ERDI Facebook pages. So if something really great happens and you want to share it, just contact us. Say, hey, do you guys mind putting this link up? And we will put it up. But if you have any type of really great content, that's what people are looking for. They're not looking to be sold. They're looking for information when they go online. So if some really great content on a destination, Marco, you could do this for Isla Mujeres, why you should come dive Isla Mujeres. We would love to share that through our social media and our newsletter. So please let us know if you have anything. We're also really working hard on getting a bunch of great videos out there. We have the frog kick video. We're doing just simple videos, informative videos, how to use this versus that, so on and so forth. And again, if you have any ideas on what would be a really nice, fun video, 30 seconds, a minute and a half, let us know, and we'd be happy to go ahead and jump in the pool and do one of those. So where we will be, well, I was at Beneath the Sea The next show is FDIC. Sean and Sean, both Sean Harrisons, will be heading out there. We will be at Tech Dive USA this Friday. The Scuba show, June 4th and 5th in Long Beach. And then we have 2 DRT shows in Taiwan and the Philippines. Steve, kick videos are very good. Bravo to the model. That was Lauren. She is an incredible diver. So the topics that we covered, and oh dear, it's almost on the hour. The SDI training update, TDI training updates, ERDI training updates. Remember, primarily we talked about the instructor trainers, and in the case of SDI, the staff instructor, and also the requirement for insurance. Products and services, like I said, we did a lot of stuff over the last 18 months. It's pretty amazing. So I want to make sure that you guys know that these are out there. Use these tools. And Michelle, and the Tech Fest in New Zealand in May. Well, you know what, Michelle, I'm going to be sure to add that to the next presentation so that all our friends there, 5 to 8th May. Tech Fest. So everyone hear that? If you are in Australia or if you're planning on being in Australia in May, we have the Tech Fest in New Zealand. Sorry, not in Australia. In New Zealand between the 5th and 8th of May. Be there if you're going to be there. And upcoming events. So that's what I have. That's what I have for everyone. Thank you very much for taking the time, taking an hour out of your time, out of your evening, your morning, your afternoon, spending it with me. I hope this was informative. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope that you're ready to sell and use all these new products that we have. And if you have any questions about them, please don't hesitate to contact me or any of our staff members. You can do it through email, phone, or chat. Don't forget, you can reach us through the chat feature.